everyone. Welcome to the Playback Podcast presented by CAR, your weekly podcast featuring America's favorite dancers, hosted by America's favorite road warriors. We are your hosts, Jocelyn, Kristen, and Julie. And today we are covering week 6 of shows. Is this correct?
You know, it might be.
It's week 6.
Wow.
I know.
It's really flying by.
It really is, actually.
The bags
Oh
under
my
my
gosh.
eyes say it's week 6. So, yeah.
So we believe it.
I just ordered some under eye brightener. Rare Beauty.
Oh. Team Selena.
Shout out.
Whoa, the drama? The tea?
Yeah,
the
but
girls are fighting.
Honestly, her makeup's really good, you guys. 10 out of 10.
I've never tried it.
I have
I
her
did the
liquid blush,
blush.
and I really like it. I use her primer, really like it. So I ordered 3 more things of hers.
You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and put in a rare beauty order as well. I think the time is now.
Can we do like a review? You know, like we bring the
let's
products,
do
we
it.
try them, we review them, like comp makeup.
I
Yeah.
appreciate her
Fun.
because she has lupus and my mom also has lupus. And I just feel like it's great to be represented in life.
100%.
Yeah. Okay.
It's
anyways.
like when Nick Jonas got diabetes, and then every person who ever, like my cousin had diabetes, and she was like,
I am like him.
literally.
I feel
It's
represented.
like, wow, the
We are
stars.
survivors.
They're just like
They're
us.
just like us.
They're an everyday people too.
My God.
Yeah, let us know what you guys think about this whole Team Selena thing. Actually,
Listen.
don't, because if you're not Team Selena, I'm like, come on.
Gotta go.
Come on.
Anyways. All right, back to the dancing.
All right, where are you guys at this week?
I was in Boardman, Ohio. It was a wonderful weekend, I think. The talent is always good in Ohio.
Yeah, we do a lot of Ohio shows.
Yeah, because they fill up so fast.
Yeah, they are.
So we have to add another one. But they're great.
Yeah. What about you?
Nice.
Where were you?
I was in Ultra Seattle.
Ooh.
She was cold. Were you cold?
I was
I
cold.
was freezing. Our
Yeah.
truck was frozen shut at load-in.
Oh, that's
Like the padlock was.
No, they got the truck open, but the lift gate, there was just ice, like 200 pounds of ice in there. So they were just jabbing away at it with a stick for like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
You know what?
That was a good time.
We do what we do.
Yeah, it was a good
To
time.
make the magic happen.
You know?
Flight delays, quick load-ins.
You know?
Make the magic happen.
Love it. All right. Well, why don't you go ahead and kick us off?
Okay, so I unfortunately did not get to see this performance in Boardman, but it was Act 330, I'm a Woman. Elite Soloist 15 to 19. Our MC wrote it down, passed it over to me after the performance and said, you must talk about her. The things that she wrote down was that her stage presence was absolutely immaculate. I feel like that's a really
Immaculate.
Yeah.
that's a really
Word.
good word.
Yeah.
You know, she said that you can tell that she loves what she does and puts her all into every performance. She was also in a duet. It was our final act of the weekend, Act 344, Show Me How You're Burlesque, and her duet partner embodied the same performance qualities.
That's tight.
So I feel like that studio just brings it. They were the Academy of Dance by Lori. I always look forward to seeing them. They're so
Love them.
good. And I think their entertainment quality, they work on really hard in their studio because, I mean, our MC wrote down quite a few of their performances. And she said that this girl, she was like, talk about her. And I was like, you got it, girl.
I love that. I think it's so cute. Like, you can work on performance all you want, but like, I feel like unless those kids really want to be there and really want to be on that stage, like, you can tell them like facials, but you won't, like, it won't be the same unless like they just love being up there and the passion is there. So that's tight that it's like multiple people throughout the studio like embody that.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, you know, you'll see it in like the one kid and you're like, oh, she wants to be here, you know, but like, it's really awesome that like multiple kids at that studio. So they're doing something right. They're making dance fun.
Shout out to Academy of Dance by Lori. That performer was amazing. Immaculate.
So in Seattle, it was a good time. Everyone was so good, always. There was this one studio, and particularly like their younger group, like they're 9 to kind of 14, so they're juniors in their teens. I was like blown away by. It was Unique Performing Arts. Every one of their groups so entertaining. There was a bunch I wanted to talk about, but I'm going to narrow it down. But just in general, all their groups, their production's so good. Like, specifically their younger dancers, same thing, that like passion, that performance, that energy. And there was one girl that kept standing out to me in all of their groups, and I was like, oh, I cannot wait for her solo. Like, I really want to see her solo. And her name is Macy. She is so outstanding. She won first overall in the competitive plus 12 to 14. Okay. And she was just so beautiful. Beautiful technique. They're all very acro based too, so they have stunning tricks, but then she also has like amazing movement as well, which I think is when it's the best, because it's married together. Like, they have the technique, the tricks, but then they also have the movement base. Like, that's when I think you're just solid, you know. And she's pretty young for it, so she was amazing to watch. That whole studio was great to watch, but yeah, Macy, she stood out to me.
Love it, Team Macy. So I was not at this event. However, we have our MCs drop their favorite acts on our social media. So we have Rainbow Detroit Act 518 Interrogation from Drop Everything and Dance. I love that name. That's such a cute title for a studio. And you guys actually posted her on the Rainbow account already, so you guys can go and watch it now. She was in this black costume.
Oh, yes.
It was such a good routine. What I loved is she had this attack, but then she had like the suspension to kind of counterbalance it. She was so good about her isolations, but like equally as awesome at her contractions as well. So like she was super, super long, and then she would contract, and it was like so eye-catching. She obviously had like the acro and legs to back up the choreography, but what I love is seeing like her facial expressions. You could tell that she was really portraying that like internal struggle. So like she'd be going forceful one way and then like melt into another way. And I just loved seeing the different layers of her choreography. So, I mean, shout out to her choreographer. You did amazing. Another thing that I wanted to point out about her choreography specifically that I really liked is there was a lot of like gentle face framing or like very intricate handwork. And it was like gentle, and then it would slice, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was like she'd be like really like, and then it'd be like strong, and then she'd like go break into something else. And I just loved like the different. I'm getting crazy here. But I loved the difference of textures in just that 2-minute routine. I love seeing that, and I feel like you can't always see that with like the younger kids. So that's when like that's an elite level competition.
More mature,
dancer. Exactly. Being able to follow the musicality and know like when to make that part light and when to make that part sharp. So congratulations to this dancer. You did an outstanding job, and you even got recognized on our social media already. So awesome job.
One of our MCs from the Car Chicago event messaged me first thing Sunday morning and was like, Nurka, you have to talk about this routine. And then he sent me like a long paragraph and then was like freaking out. So it's Act 278. Aspire Dance Academy or Aspire Academy presents. They were an elite line 12 to 14. I guess they went on at 7 a.m. and they worked it. He literally said in all caps, they worked it this morning at 7 a.m. and then said, I was like this the whole time. And he sent the emoji of this. So he freaked out about that one and was like, you must talk about this performance. But that video was not uploaded to our server yet, so I was unable to watch it. But I'm going to take his word for it, because if an MC is going to message me personally with that much passion about a performance, I have to talk about it.
Right.
So I just know it had to be amazing. So shout out to Luke. He was MC in Chicago. And shout out to Aspire Academy Presents for their elite line 12 to 14. They also won first overall. So
Wow.
So she was good.
Yeah.
yeah, obviously. We love it. Kudos.
My next one is act number 48. I will not forget. Okay, I'm going to butcher this name, but it's the dance studio of Puwal. Yeah. Yeah.
Puyallup?
Yeah.
Puyallup.
Puyallup. They're so good.
Probably still said it
And I
wrong.
feel so bad. We were talking, like, I was up at merch when Marco was meeting them, like, okay, how do I say your name for awards? Like, and she was like casually like, oh, it's okay. Travis Wall can't say it either. And I was like, killed it. I mean, yeah, work, you know? But yeah, so I'm sorry I butchered it, but they were so great. They were another studio that was there all weekend and really representing and just killing it. But this dance particularly was their older, more ultra competitive dancers, and They were just absolutely killing it. I love this studio, especially this group of dancers, all these kids in their solos as well too. The artistry I feel like really came out more than anything, more than like just the acro or the tricks or something. Like in their moments too, their pictures and the way they transitioned people on and off stage was so seamless. And I love to see that because I feel like we're going in a little bit of a more acro kind of trend right now. Yeah, we're like, it's dope and these kids are so talented. Like I could never like bend backwards like that, you know, but yeah, it's cool to also still see like movement is still being kept, especially with those older dancers. If they want to transition into dancing professionally or dancing in the industry, you're gonna have to have that movement quality. So it's really awesome that they're still keeping that alive, keeping their artistry going. And yeah, shout out to that studio.
Yeah, they were at our so I remember that studio brought their one dancer last year.
Oh, okay.
And I want to say it was maybe, I forget which show it was, but they only brought that one dancer, and it's the daughter. She actually just got car protege.
Yeah, she came to Costa
Green
Mesa.
Pants.
And yes, Green Pants.
Green Pants.
Her name's Chloe.
That's
Chloe.
the
She got-
studio.
Yes, Chloe. Yeah, so there's the twins.
Amazing.
There's the twins. And then, so they brought that one dancer, Chloe, last year, and her mom was like, oh my gosh, we love this
Yeah, they came
competition. So
full force.
Which,
Yes.
like, that's, like, always something to say. If you're a studio owner or even a dancer, like, independently, and you want to try out Ultra, and you want to convince your studio to come, like, all you have to do is register that one act, and if they come and see and you love it, then like you can do what the studio did and bring everything. And I feel like we had a lot of studios do that last year, obviously, because it was our first year. So they would bring like one soloist or a couple duet trios, and then now they're like, oh, we're bringing 60 acts.
Yeah, full force.
Full force, yes. So anyway, just wanted to throw that out there. Is like it's cool to see people come back and be like, yeah, we loved it and we wanted to bring our whole studio. So
absolutely.
Love it. Okay, I'm going to talk about an act from Car Birmingham, Act 385, Undercover from the Dance Company. So I heard our staff having amazing things to say about this studio. They said specifically their 11-year-olds were insane. So I'm excited to see like that junior level continue to get better. This dancer was, I think, just without a doubt, a standout in her group routines and her solos. She did title, she, just kind of cleaned house. What I loved about this dancer is that she had such a maturity about her, and she is just 11 years old, but you can tell, like, when we talk about that movement quality, like, she has that. I love when I see younger kids, and I think it's getting more common now with taking risks and doing contemporary. I feel like it very much for a while was like, oh, only the older girls
goal
do that.
for the little ones. Yeah.
And so I love seeing like these 11-year-olds. Even sometimes you'll see like a 9 to 11 come out and it's a group. But I love seeing a contemporary solo really taking those risks. You could tell, I mean, it's obviously still February. It's somewhat early. So I'm just excited to see what this routine looks like at the end of the season because it was already so good. I loved the same thing, like her isolations and her contractions. I think that's like one of the big things I was looking for this weekend because you see a lot of contemporary and what kind of distinguishes like, oh, that was a great contemporary of like, ooh, I loved that. And I think that's what it is. It's the texture. It's finding those moments to be as big as possible. And then you like crumble at being so tiny.
Dynamics.
Yes. And I loved seeing that on like the girl that I just talked about was 17 and she was doing that. And this girl's 11 and doing that. So I just wanted to say like amazing job.
I have one more. This was not my personal one either. I didn't see this, but the judges are wonderful judges for Ultra. They are so great. They're so sweet. A lot of them were our employees before and now have flourished in their careers and now they're judging and teaching for us, which is so awesome to see because a lot of them I worked with when I first started. So now seeing them like that, I'm like, oh, I'm so proud of you,
Yeah.
But they came up to me and they were like, we have one for your podcast. They were like, you got to talk about this. And so it was number 169, Keep Moving from Summit Dance Co. It was a tap duo. And they said it was just so cute and groovy. They had these cute, like, little, like, velour, like, shirts on there, like, long sleeve. They're cute. And they just said, like, they had so much style within their tap dancing. I'm not a tap dancer, so I don't even fully know. I'll tap. I'm like, yeah, work. Love it. That's great,
Yeah.
But yeah, the judges wanted to shout you out, so that's pretty dope, when the judges come to me and they're like, you gotta talk about this one,
For sure.
You love to see it.
That's the best. Do we want to do
A A couple
the
of the MC picks?
things.
Yeah,
Like, let's
do
just
it.
go down the line.
Perfect. You want to start?
As always, we post on our workplace, just asking the MCs to comment down below their favorite acts from the weekend. And they comment a lot of acts because they see a lot of performances throughout the weekend. So we're just going to spitfire popcorn these performances just to give them a shout out, because if our MCs are talking about them, then we're going to talk about them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go with Charlie. He was in Seattle for Ultra, and he actually got a raving review from a studio.
He got so many. No, I got so many messages on Instagram.
Yes.
Your MC was amazing. He is honestly so great. He's so funny. The things he says, the things he thinks about. He gets so interactive with the audience too. He'll be like,
The
okay.
wave.
He did the wave this weekend. He'll be like, okay, everyone on your feet. Let's get a big stretch. Let's go. Let's get the stretches going. Like, he comes up with the funniest things to say. Like, the parents will even start joining in. At one point, I think like he always finds these cute little things to say before to introduce them. And he was like, something you say when someone tries to cut you in Starbucks, and all the moms were like, get out my way or something. And that was literally the dance coming up. Like, the moms knew, the moms are in on it. And yeah, he just makes things so fun and so entertaining for the parents as well, because they're sitting there forever, you
That's
know?
important.
So yeah, I had so many amazing, like so many compliments about him. So work, Charlie.
Love
Shout out
seeing
Charlie.
that. Oh, so proud.
He commented that he loved Act 159 For Me from Iconic Dance in Seattle.
Love it. Okay, I'm going to talk about Katie Berry, one of our MCs over in Birmingham. I talked about the one routine over there, but she also wanted to mention 389 Promises of Love from Jackie O'Neill's School of Dance. I watched a cute little clip of it. This girl was vibing on stage. It was very much like that 80s jazz, and I loved like the throwbacks to like those OG jazz routines where it's like the hip thrusts and like not spirit fingers, but like very much like stylized.
The jazz hands.
Yes, like it was, but she was cute. I really liked it. So shout out to that little dancer from Jackie O'Neill.
Bree, who is actually my MC in Boardman, I saw this one. It was very good. 243 MJ from Dancing Unlimited. It was a super line. They did a fantastic job. Shout out to them.
Gabby, our MC team captain, mentioned 335 Slow Dancing in the Dark from All That Dance in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And she also mentioned 351 Truth from Attitudes Dance Studio. So work, Tulsa.
Olivia Lilly, she was in Rainbow. She was in Omaha Rainbow. She wasn't in the Rainbow. She mentioned Act 631 Can't Hold Us from A Capriccio. I mean,
I saw this
Was
last
this
weekend.
tap?
Yes, I saw
can
this last weekend. It was really good. It was
Really
at
good?
Ultra last weekend, and they were fire. I think I put it on our Instagram story, but
okay.
so good. All their tap stuff.
Yeah.
They have
So good.
good tap
I feel
dancers.
like that's a good song too to use for
Yeah.
tap. It's like dun dun dun.
Yeah. Mhm.
That's a good one. Jordan Waddell over in Carr Davenport mentioned two dances from Innovative Soul Dance Company. The first one was Act 333, Love on the Brain, which I love when this song comes out on competition. Like that just gets me hype. And then Act 402, Vegas. So
Wow, Vegas.
I don't know if it was like a group. I'm assuming it was a group.
Yeah.
Like somewhat of a Superline vibe, but we love it. So congrats if you guys caught one of our MC's eyes. As we mentioned, they watch hundreds and hundreds of acts over the weekend. So for them to take the time to mention you speaks volumes of your showmanship and technique. Awesome job. Over the weekend, I visited N10 Dance Studios, directed by Kyle Walker. They're a brand new studio, and they just held a showcase for Dancers Against Cancer. And this, I thought, was such a good idea that I wanted to talk about it on the podcast, because if you're a studio who doesn't know what kind of event you want to host in order to raise funds for Dancers Against Cancer, this was such a good idea. They just did a showcase to show all of their routines for the competition season. And it was just out of their studio. They just set up chairs in their main room. They did two separate shows, like a 5:30 and 7 o'clock. Parents paid for tickets.
Oh, wow.
And it was a great way for the kids to get out their jitters. They got to do a costume rehearsal. But more importantly, it was like a great day of a Sunday getting together, representing Dancers Against Cancer. I think at this point they've raised well over like $2,500. I think they're still
Wow.
kind of keeping that
What?
open. So just from that alone, they've raised that. They had obviously like a little raffle, but I got to go and watch and speak, and it was just a really cool time to come together. So if there's any local studios that are thinking of doing that, please reach out to me. I would love to come, bring a step and repeat, get those photos and videos. But yeah, it was just overall great day. I love getting to go out to Hope Studios, and that's my goal this season, is to get out to at least like one Hope Studio event every other weekend. So let me know if you guys are planning anything, or if you need help planning. I'm also here to do that. So if you don't know if the showcase thing's the right thing for you, we can figure something out. Okay, before we end, I just wanted to remind you guys to make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel. That's where you're going to see the full videos of our podcast. So even if you didn't get featured on our social media page, those are just a couple clips from our overall episode. So make sure you guys are actually subscribed. What did they say? Hit that bell notification, all those things. I don't know. I'm not a YouTuber, but I think that it's a great way for you guys to stay involved, especially if we don't end up posting your clip onto our Instagram. You don't want to miss us talking about you. So
Facts.
that can happen. Maybe
Yeah.
like people will go back and watch and be like, oh, they talked about us 4 weeks ago and we didn't realize, you know?
Yeah.
So
That's fair.
make sure you're following all things Playback Podcast, DAC, Car, Rainbow, Ultra. I think that's all of our brands.
I think so.
That I can just name off. The top of
Industry
my-
Dance Awards.
Yep. Follow that one too. Follow IDA as well. All right. Well, as always, thank you guys for listening. We're looking forward to seeing you guys on the road. Make sure you guys are commenting acts if we missed them and we must see them. And we will see you soon. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.